I'm not like a technical player by any way really. It's just if it sounds good or sounds nice, I'm like, oh, that's sick.
You released a single today, did you not?
Yeah,
Ratbag.
Ratbag is out now.
Indeed, exciting. Killer riff. Thank you for that. As a guitar teacher, I'm always happy.
Authenticity as well to doing the changes live and having those pedals
Absolutely.
there, and I think you enjoy that, don't you, when you're doing that? So I think it's the part of the artistry, I guess, of having pedals in front of you that you are literally engaged.
It's a lot of tap dancing.
Yeah, you're a bit Michael Flatley to do it, but all right, I'm here talking with Mouth Culture, currently on tour with Hot Milk. Guys, welcome to Brighton. It's the sunniest day. Look at this, we brought the sun with us.
Thank you very much for having us.
You're supporting them on their UK tour. You've done a few dates to the UK. How's the tour been so far?
Yeah, it's been, go on, you've got the mic.
I was gonna say, it's been amazing. We've been touring now for nearly 4 weeks, and we've done 2 tours before, and then we've come straight onto this tour, and it's been going from like our own headlines to like big venues, and then coming and doing these sort of B markets with Hot Milk as well. It's been really, really good.
Yeah,
Very cool.
It's been kind of wild because we keep going from like just small venues that we used to play in, but we're now selling them out, and it's like a complete different calibre of show now, isn't it? Like, people are going nuts. And then the following day we were playing Manchester Apollo, and like, it's just, and Brixton Academy, it's just like, what is going on? But we're just fully loving it, embracing it, and just rolling with it, ain't we, at the minute? Yeah.
I heard you say a similar thing about the festivals you played last year, playing some big stages and filling some tents, you know.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It seems like you guys are on the up and up. You released a single today, did you not?
Yeah.
Ratbag.
Ratbag is out now.
Indeed. Exciting. Killer riff. Thank you for that. As a guitar teacher, I'm always happy. Tell me, where did that song come from?
Well, me and Jack started it in the kitchen, I think. I've got the original voice note of when I was just playing the riff on the E string, just playing around with ideas, and then it grew into a different song entirely before, didn't it, when we originally wrote it?
Yeah, it was one of those songs we were sat on for ages, and we just let it sit there and fester a little bit, and then there was just something that I just didn't want to put it out for whatever reason. I think it's at the time we wrote it and what we wrote it about and stuff, and I was just like, I don't want to give it the energy anymore, just let's leave it in the past kind of thing. And then we actually started working with Max from Yumi at 6, and he heard it, a few people at the label heard it, the old version that we had, and they all were loving it, and like they were all harping it like, this is one of the best songs like we've heard from you lot. And we were like, what? And then, well, I was like, these lot knew it. And then then Max from Yumi was like, just why don't you just have another stab at writing it, like lyrically and vocally, like just have another go at it. And I'm so glad we did, because it's one of our favourite tunes we've ever wrote, so it's like...
It's a banger, and what I like about it, just to geek out on it a little bit, is it's kind of got that first guitar riff when it first comes in kind of has a false downbeat. The first time you listen to it, you think that's where the beat is, but it's actually on the offbeat. Kind of doing the trick of a few Blur songs do a similar thing. Even in Beatles Drive My Car. And tell me a bit more about what's your guitar that you're using for those tones, and anything about the guitar that's giving you that signature sound on that song and the new stuff.
It was, funnily enough, so Todd's got a Strat from 94, I think. It's a Korean one, right? Or Japanese. And that guitar, for some reason, in the studio and when we're doing demos, we always kind of lean towards single coil sounds when we're recording. Live I use humbuckers and P90s and stuff for a bit more like ballsy tone. But we always lean towards that sort of sound in the studio, and like that riff through like loud valve amps and stuff, like just playing it on the neck pickup, it just had the sound that we were after. And then Max brought a whole entourage of guitars, pedals, vintage amps,
everything,
and probably couldn't go into detail every single guitar that we use and pedal we use, because it was just mad, like just doing it on the fly. Let's try this, let's try that. But yeah, it just turned into what it is now.
Is it an old Japanese Strat, don't you, man?
I think it's one of my first ever guitar I had. My dad bought it. Sorry.
That was supposed to be my job. Thank you for that.
We're kind of used to just having the central one where it's just like
mic technique. Yes.
But yeah, it was. I bought it from can't remember the guitar. It's on Denmark Street in London.
Oh, of course, I was there only a couple of weeks ago.
Went down there with my dad, just as like he just said, well, let's go have a look at all the instrument shops. I think I was about 14.
Get a proper guitar, son.
Yeah, and that was it. And then I started playing loads, and then I just picked this Japanese Strat up, and it just like the action on it and everything just felt so easy to play, and especially at the time when I was playing guitar, it was kind of just my dream guitar right then. And the price tag was definitely not what I should have asked my dad for, but he was like, very luckily he bought it me. So yeah, and it's been with me ever since. And we only started, well, you said, oh, can I start using it live? And I was just like, yeah, fucking go for it. Do you know what I mean? So,
Happy days. And don't pull up another one of your popular songs, just checking, doing some research on you guys. And it seems to be kind of bar chords, kind of basic standard chords. How did that song come about?
Yeah.
Did it come about just from strumming chords and seeing what works over the top?
It was actually a riff that you had for a while, like the 4 or 5 chords at the start, and then it just developed from there. But I think that's kind of a key thing within our songwriting, like instrumentally, is we use a lot of like major 7 chords, minor 7 chords, normal bar chords. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of our sound. And when we pair it with the gear that we use as well, I think that's kind of gave us our sort of edge. Even though a lot of other bands do that sort of similar thing, I feel like it's just kind of our taste in a way.
I think as well, a lot of the time with our songwriters, like I'm very much just the basic sort of chords, and then Mason is the je ne sais quoi, so to speak, of what we're doing. And I think a lot of like the additional licks and sort of stuff that you maybe don't take note of, that you kind of see it as part of the original chord when it's not. I think that's what kind of gives the energy to those, what we would probably describe as a basic chord sequence, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's the source that kind of gives it the edge.
And following on from that, I was actually learning one of your songs today, because I was like, hang on, what are they playing? And I just kind of got fascinated by it. So this is a Sharp Bait from also from that same EP. Drop D tuning, but like an F sharp major chord, no root, and so then when you switch it, you got the drop D tuning coming in. So the D chord's kind of heavier.
Yeah.
And can you tell me how, because when I first saw, thank you for answering one of the comments by saying, no, it is drop D tuning. Because I was like, he's playing like an E major chord, but slid up 2 frets. All right, but I'm not, that one took me a bit of head scratching. So how did you come up with that?
So, personally for me, like inspiration-wise, I've always, like Biffy Clyro are one of my favourite bands.
Sure.
And I've always watched like what Simon Neil does, where it's like inversions of normal chords and like throwing fingers on. Like, I'm not like a technical player by any way really. It's just if it sounds good or sounds nice, I'm like, oh, that's sick. But that's kind of what I do, is I do like the inversion stuff, and then Todd fills the low end, and then when we need like a big part, like at the end of Sharp Bait, it goes to like just the power chords on drop D, just for that like 10 seconds at the end of the song, just to like really give it a bit of
nothing heavier
sort of
than a power chord with the right tone.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah.
But the dissonance of that intro was really cool, and as someone who literally does this for a living, working out songs proudly by ear, I was like, okay, no, I need a rewind, watch it again. You're using plenty of effects on that song. The Helix, right? So are you still using that today? That was, I think, what you were using back.
I use a HX Effects, which is basically like the brain of my pedal board, and it sends MIDI to like Strymon stuff. And but I've got loads of stuff in front of it that's just for stabbing effects in. And like, he hates it because my pedal board's just big and it's in the way all the time. But it's like, it's
just keep rewarding him. There will be a day that I'll break something on it, and I'm not liable.
Luckily, we've not yet, but it's kind of like part and parcel of what I do. Like, the guitarists I look up to have always done that, and it's just always been really interesting to me. And I find with like effects pedals and stuff, even though you can just have a quad cortex and have everything there, it's like the specific sounds of those pedals is what I really lean towards. And I've got kind of key things that is kind of my sound now in a way.
There's a bit of authenticity as well to doing the changes live and having those pedals there, and I think you enjoy that, don't you, when you're doing that. So I think it's the part of the artistry, I guess, of having pedals in front of you that you are literally engaged.
It's a lot of tap dancing.
You're a bit Michael Flatley to do it, but that's why you rehearse. And it's great to have some analog with the digital, right? I'm a Valve amp guy as well.
Exactly,
but you rightly so say, none of this hits home nearly as much as if you for when you've got proper front person who's leading the band, full of energy, running all around the stage,
Mm-hmm.
while people like me are tapping on the pedal boards and going, hang on, give me a minute. You need someone to start with that. Lyrically with this stuff, how are you? Like, are you a laptop and phone guy? Are you writing down on sheets of paper? Are you scrambling rhymes together? Are you mood board, like brainstorming words? How's it come together? As a guitarist, we want to know.
You see, I'm not technical with any of it.
Where does it start?
I don't really know. Like most time something bad will happen with my life, and then no, I'm joking. It's I think
you're a very sincere lyricist.
Yeah, I think I like to write about stuff that I care about or I can at least relate to. I find it quite hard to write, but we have wrote songs about stuff that's part of the art or whatever. But lyrically, I don't know really. It's just all personal, and I really like trying to come up with little sayings or phrases that not necessarily everyone will get on the first time. Like you can read a few lines and put pieces together, and it's actually hinting at something completely different than what you probably think. And I think in our later work, it's become more apparent. But like with the newer stuff that we're currently writing, that's probably like some of the proudest work I've done so far. Really, like we keep working with these lot. Like they always encourage me if I ever get stuck. They'll always be honest with me as well, which is what you need. I think like it's okay to be to be open and vulnerable when you're writing and stuff, but I don't know, it's always nice to have the backing of the boys to be like, that's incredible. And you're like, really, is it? And they're like, do it again. And
your strongest points is finding like the alternate ways to say something. 'Cause I think when you've heard something so many times in a song, it kind of lacks the authenticity of what you're trying to say. So I think having that new way of saying something, like in like Ratbag, you say he spends his 7 thinking he's an 11, which on a surface level you're like, what does that mean? But it's like he spends all week thinking he's an 11 out of 10, like top dog sort of thing. So it's like certain things have surface value, but then also have underlying things that you might not get the first time, which I guess encourages you to listen again and try and figure it out. Yeah, I guess.
Sounds like you all believe in the catharsis of like songwriting and coming up with these ideas,
man,
right?
Don't get me wrong. At the same time, we're all suckers for a good hook. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think like Don't Pull Up, Sharp Bait, Ratbag, they're some of our strongest choruses, I would say, and they are intended to be so. Like we know when we need to pull out a chorus like that, I feel, or we're learning it, aren't we? Like it seems the whole journey at the minute keeps growing and it keeps throwing stuff at us that I didn't think we'd probably have, and like writing camp at the minute, it's a complete different setting to where we were, say, a year ago. We were a lot more relaxed about stuff. Whereas now we are relaxed and we're still enjoying it, but there's more pressure on it now. We're not shy to that. We wanted this. We wanted to try and get known and try and become the biggest band in the UK. And now it's like there's a few heads looking at us. We're just seeing it as prime time to just do our thing and keep going with what we're doing and do it the best we can, innit? Like,
Get foot on the gas.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's
Get
what
your
it
foot
takes.
on the gas, lads.
Take it. And so you guys used to live together. Do you still live together?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've just moved out in January, so we lived together for 5 years.
That must be part of kind of that's a hell of a commitment, right?
Yeah, man.
Massive, yeah. Well, your dad always said like the Monkeys did it, and we always like kind of whenever it got tough, we were like, well, they must have got through those times. And like, don't get me wrong, like there's times where we probably got each other's throat all the time, and then but I think it's one of the best experiences. I can probably speak for all of us on what we've ever done. In a sense, I think I'd do it all over again. And I think at the time where we came off the European tour, financially it was we got put in a position where we couldn't really carry on with it. So it's like, and it's part of being a musician at this stage. But yeah, I think it was definitely the best thing for us in a sense of songwriters as people and as best mates.
Yeah, man.
I think, so.
All good things come to an end. You have to know when to accept it as well.
Yeah.
I think for all our sakes, it was probably a good job and good timing. Like we're all at the point in life where I don't know, we can't just keep living with our friends making music all the time.
Not when you're on tour with them as well.
No, exactly.
You're already living with each other
now,
enough on tour. You won't get rid of these boys that easily.
No.
No, that's fantastic, though. I think,
man.
and I do think that's part of what it takes to be one of these up-and-coming bands. Great to hear that you've got the ambition to, like, we want to be the biggest band in the UK. Is
Yeah,
that
man.
part of your goal?
Yeah.
Like going back to what you said as well about like the cathartic experience as well, is like we've lived and breathed this band since we started it in 2019, and obviously we've been through a lot of shit together, like industry stuff, personal stuff, all this kind of stuff, and like living together was a big part of that. Like we had a demo room upstairs where we'd just go in there and we'd just work on music, and then, you know, we'd go out, chill, and then we'd come back to it the next day. And having that kind of home base, I think, kind of gave us the foundation to, I don't know, find, even though we still don't, I don't think we've actually found our sound yet, because our sound is just, seems to be everything, and if we enjoy it, like, that's what we do. But yeah, like I said, we've been through a lot, and it's just kind of, I don't know, set us up for what we're doing now, I think.
Yeah, I do think we found our sound to an extent, but I think it's just forever evolving at the minute, which is
Doesn't have to be a set thing.
Yeah. Just confirming that.
There's a lot of influences there that make mouth culture what it is, you know what I mean?
I imagine at the moment you sat on quite a lot of material that will be seeing the light of day soon. When might we be hearing more? We've heard Ratbag today. When might we be hearing more?
We're going into the studio as soon as we get back, pretty much, from tour.
Yep.
And then we're gonna have like a couple of weeks of just, I keep going left and right. I like to decompress, and then we're going in to record 4 more. With Max again from Unit 6, and Jamie. Yeah. So we're super excited, because last time he brought like this new energy, because we kind of meticulously demoed to a point of like it's exactly how we want it. The excitement of the song being born is still there, because when you're in the studio it's elevated, but we already knew kind of what we wanted. So when Max is there, he just gasses you up, and it just makes you feel good. So
He's the hell yeah hype man.
He is the hell yeah hype man.
Well, it's important, isn't it? And I imagine it's exciting for him to be working with you as well. Is there anything else, seeing those boys play on the big stages, that you've been playing on as well while you're supporting them, that you learned from them?
I think a lot. I think because I made a soppy post about Ratbag earlier coming out, and what I realised is, being like touring for like the last 4 or 5 months, or however long we've been on the road now, it's definitely bled into kind of the way we think, and the music that we're doing now. It's like playing to those crowds, and then seeing them boys like with a 20-year career playing their tunes, and like everyone's singing the words back, and it's like we do that as well, but it's on a much smaller scale. So it's like we know where we want to go and what we want to do, sort of thing. So we've learnt a hell of a lot of them boys.
Yeah, they've done nothing but like show us love as well. And like Josh messaged me earlier and said that like congrats on Ratbag coming out and stuff. And even then he's still bigging us up. Like the tour's done, but he's still saying like there's a lane open and it's got your name on it. Like go for it. And I don't know, it's easy. It's very important in doing this, in just trying to be confident about it. And I don't know, like it's nice when you get the push from people like that. It's so hard in this day and age, you know, to try and do this shit. Come on, I'd swear. Sorry, YouTube.
No, it's cool.
But to be like, it's hard. Like financially, what it does to your personal life or whatever. If you're away all the time and all this stuff.
Yeah, there's nothing easy about being in a touring band.
No, but then for us to go away and get to do one of our favourite bands, like last ever tour, and then like that was the first time I'd been in Europe before with a band, but we'd played like to 4 people in tiny little bars, and then we got to go Europe on a big like European tour. And the Bataclan, like who gets to do that the first time you play France? Not many people. And it was just like they're telling us you could go on and do this, like, and you could be bigger, you could be better if you wanted to. And it's just time to believe it and just go on fucking do it. And then I don't think there's anything wrong in that. And that's what I feel like we're on. It's like it's not fuck you energy, but it is. It's just like
it's a polite fuck you.
Yeah, it's a real polite fuck you. We're just gonna do our thing, and like I don't know, I'm gassed. I can't wait. It's really exciting at the minute.
That's great to hear, and as I say, I'm really happy to be interview you guys. You're the kind of band, and you are a band that I'm going to see anyway. I'm sure you're playing Great Escape in next month.
We're back. Yeah.
What else are you playing this year?
We've got Leeds,
Slam Dunk, Burn It Down. We're doing Slam Dunk Europe, well Belgium, not Europe, just Belgium. And then
Some more touring.
World domination.
Maybe another little UK
Biggest
tour.
band
Don't know.
in the okay.
In October, maybe. Don't know about that. Maybe.
Nice one. Thank you for the exclusive.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
And you're recording for the foreseeable till you got something good? Any plans of a date, or you?
We've decided on the tracks we're doing, so we're heading into the studio on May the 8th for a week to do 4 songs, and then they're basically going to come out this year at undisclosed points in the year. You'll see.
I think this will be this is going to be like the year of Mouth Culture Singles Club. Like, we're just throwing a few random bombs out at a minute, and then I think next year you will feel the first bit of heat, long body form.
You're getting all the jabs this year, and then the right hooks probably next year.
Yeah,
the KO blow is
the one that everyone's been
2026.
waiting for.
Yeah.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's good to hear, guys. I'm really stoked to see you guys for the first time tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Sounds like you've got everything set up. I wish you all the best. Check them out, Mouth Culture.
Thank you for having us, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, brother.
That was ace.
Big up, bro.
Thank you.